Hey everybody, Mac here, and we are going to talk about adding rational expressions. Okay, we did a video already on multiplying and dividing. Those are pretty easy because you don't have to worry about common denominators when you multiply and divide. But once you put this plus sign here, or if you put a minus sign, you now have to worry about common denominators. Now, in this version, it's going to be really easy. I'm going to walk you through really slow. We're just going to remember how fractions work because I know they freak some people out. Let's get to a point where you're not freaked out about these anymore, okay? This entire page, they're all going to have common denominators all the way through. So we just have to worry about the numerators and putting them together. On version B and C, those are where we're going to start dealing with the denominators that are not common. So this isn't just do one worksheet, you feel good, go on. This one you should do A, B, and C on this, okay? And you can find all those at maxtutorials.com. And let's just become pros at this, okay? I know this is something that freaks people out, but we're going to be okay. So in fractions, let's just go back to, I don't know, third, fourth grade, whenever you learn this. 3/4 plus 2/4. Okay, so once you have the 4 on bottom, you think about the denominator almost like they're like terms, okay? It just means that we can add them. And so that means we're going to add the top and we just copy the bottom. Okay, so that's when we add and we subtract. Again, multiply, divide, you just multiply or divide, okay? You just multiply all the way across, but here we got to worry about that. So now this, here's what you do. Well, what's x plus 2x? Well, that's like a 1x plus a 2x, which is a 3x over 5. You just copy the common denominator. Here, I have a common denominator as 8, and now I'm just going to add the top. And that's going to be 3a plus 1a is 4a. Now, once you're done and there's no more pluses or minuses, now you can just reduce anything that's left over. 4 will go in the 4 once, and 4 will go in the 8 twice, and I'm left with a over 2. Okay, let's look at number 3. I'm going to have a 7 on the bottom. And 2y plus 1y is 3y. Nothing can reduce. I'm done. Okay? Going on. Okay, I'm going to copy the 12. Now, let's do that. 5m plus 1m is 6m. No more pluses or minuses, so I can reduce my fraction. And I'm going to get m over 2. Going on to 5. Common denominators, you just copy them. And we're just going to go 4n plus 2n, which is 6n. 3 goes in the 6 2 times, and 3 will go in the 9 3 times. I'm just finding a number that will go into both. And then that'll leave me with a 2n over 3. And again, this page is just showing you what to do when you have common denominators. The next two versions, B and C, will be, okay, you don't have common denominators. So how do we get it to look like this? That's going to be a 9p, nothing can reduce. This one, common is a 4. 1x squared plus 3x squared is a 4x squared. Oh, look at that. Boom, boom. I'm left with just an x squared. Again, once the pluses and the minuses go away, now you can reduce. Now, if you look right here, can I reduce a 3 and a 10? No. Can I reduce a 2 and a 1? Yeah. Oh, let's go ahead and reduce these. No. You don't want to reduce them because then you won't have a common denominator anymore. So step number 1 is common denominator. Step number 2 is to add or subtract. Step number 3 is then to do the reducing, okay? So this is going to become a 5y squared, and now I can reduce the 5 once, twice, and I'm going to get a y squared over 2. All right, next one. I'm going to have a common denominator of a 12. And so now 5a squared plus a 1a squared is a 6a squared. I can reduce the 6 and 12. 6 goes in there once, 6 goes in there twice. I get an a squared over 2. All righty. Here we go. Let's keep going. We have a common denominator of 7, and 3m plus 5m is 8m. Boom. On the bottom, I have a common denominator as 9. 2n plus 4n is 6n. I can reduce the 6 and the 9 because there's no pluses or minuses to 2/3. That's going to equal 2n over 3. Let's keep going. Okay, I have a common denominator of 11. So remember, you don't add or subtract them. You just copy them. Okay, and that's all we do with denominators. What do you do when you have a common denominator? You just copy it. Okay, what's x plus 2x? That's going to be a 3x. Can I cancel out the x's? No, because of that plus sign. Okay, the x and the 1, they aren't factors. So you can't. You can only reduce factors. All right, so now look at this one. This one's going to look a little different. X minus 3, we just copy. All right, common denominators, hello, like terms. What's x plus x? 2x. What's a positive 2 plus a negative 1? Positive 1. All we did is combine like terms there. Okay, let me get a little bit zoomed in on this. This one is going to be an x plus 2, and this x plus 4, just think about this as x plus 4 plus x plus 2. What if there's a minus right here? Well, I've got a whole new video set on that. All these are going to be pluses. We're going to talk about subtracting later. What's x plus x? 2x. What is 4 plus 2? 6. All right, oh, that is a plus 6. Now, you always want to do this also. You want everything in the fully factored form. So now that I've added together, I then say, okay, can anything factor or reduce or anything? And on the top, I have a what's the same, what's left over. I'm going to get a 2. I did something wrong, didn't I? Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I apologize, guys. I hate making mistakes like this, but I don't erase it or delete it because I want you guys to see the mistake so you don't make them. That's plus x minus 2, right? Okay, so when I do this, I'm going to get a 2x, and the 4 minus 2 is going to be a positive 2. Okay, can I cancel the 2's? No, because I've got pluses. But I do look to see if I can factor. And I can pull a 2 out of there, and I'm going to be left with a x plus 1 and an x plus 2 on the bottom. Now, if that was an x plus 1 on the bottom, I could then cancel out the parentheses too. Okay, but it's not. So there it is. That's a fully factored form. All right, here we go. Boom. And I'm going to get an x minus 1 on bottom. And now I'm just going to add them together. It's really easy when it's a plus sign. Okay, 2x, and I have a positive 5 and a negative 3, which gives me a positive 2. Well, you saw what I did on the last one. I pulled out a 2, and I'm going to get an x plus 1 over an x minus 1. Nothing's common, so I can't cancel anything out. Let's go on to number 17. Okay, well, I have an x plus 4 on bottom. Let's go ahead and add the top. 2x plus a 1x is a 3x. And here, a positive 1 plus a negative 2 is a minus 1. That, my friends, is it. Okay, let's go to number 18. All right, so here we're going to go an x minus 2 on bottom. I'm going to go 3x plus a 1x is a 4x. Now I have a negative 1 and a positive 5. That's giving me a positive 4. Now I can go ahead and pull a 4 out of here, and I'm going to be left with x plus 1. Oh, this is really ugly. Come on, Mac, let's go. 4x plus 1. I'm going to do this. It's right next to the equal sign, so it'll almost look like a minus. There you go. And then I have an x minus 2. That's a little bit cleaner, all right? And so that's all we do, guys. And so that's obviously when we have a plus situation, and these are all common denominators. Great. Hopefully you felt really good about that. All you're doing is combining like terms on top and copying the denominator. But now, what if the denominators aren't the same? Well, that's really when it gets hard, right? Maybe. Let's go on to B and let's see if I have some tricks to help you out on that. I'll see you guys there.